Channel 92 News with Madeline, Paige, and Lyndon.
Good morning, Mount Vernon Junior High. I'm Landon.
And I'm Madeline.
And it's time for your morning broadcast. But before we get to today's breaking news, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now on to today's announcements. 8th grade choir is singing at the nursing home after school today. Please make sure that Mrs. Weber has your permission slip.
The junior high wrestling team hosted Castle North last night. Mount Vernon beat the Squires 73-28. Individual winners were Travail Morris, Cottrell Morris, Harley Gorman, Paul Conrath, Micah Keller, Alex Stewart, Austin Bethel, Caleb McCaffrey, Cam Miller, Jermaine Marshall, Common Pate, Josh Osborne, and Jacob Crissup. Great job, Bobcats. Cheerleaders, just a reminder to turn in your uniforms by the end of this week. For your culinary delight, chicken nuggets, mashed potatoes, roll, California blend, fruit, salad, milk. Today's happy birthdays go out to Desiree Defer and Alexis Jansman. This week's word of the week is ultraviolet. Reflecting to electromagnetic radiation, having wavelengths shorter than these of visible light, but longer than those of X-rays.
Hello, I'm Kyle.
And I'm Riley.
And we are here with your Student Council update.
We're collecting items for the Posey County Humane Society. A poster with needed items is posted in the office.
Bring your items to the main office and they will tell you where to place them.
This week, do something to help another person. Doesn't really matter how small if you really mean it.
That's all, and have a great week.
And now to Miss Gates and Miss Ryan with a special announcement.
Good morning. I-STEP testing, or any testing for that matter, can be a stressful time for both students and teachers. Our goal for the students at Mount Vernon Junior High is that they do their very best at all times. especially when we are looking to see how much you've learned, accomplished, and improved over this last school year. Last week, you watched a PowerPoint presentation with lots of good information about what to do and what not to do as you prepare for iStep. Today, we're going to go over a few easy techniques to help you stay calm, focused, and ready to do your best. These techniques can be done on your own, they can be led by your teacher, or for the whole classroom to use during or after a test or of any other stressful time. Many of you are familiar with these things already. You just may not realize that you are actually using self-calming techniques that can be used to your advantage. The techniques we are going to review today are twist-ups, deep breathing, and positive pressure. People might feel silly using calming techniques, however, most of the time, no one can tell you're doing them. Other situations in which you might use these techniques are when you're upset, you need to get your emotions under control, when you are having difficulty sleeping, or when you are nervous about a new experience. Teachers may be interested in incorporating these techniques in the classroom to bring students' energy levels down after lunch or gym, to de-stress before or after a particularly hard lesson or test, or just to begin the day off with a good focused start from the beginning. If students are more comfortable following along with the classroom lights off, please feel free to turn them off now. This is also a way to help create a calm classroom environment. However, doing so for a long amount of time might cause some sleepiness, so just a few minutes should do the trick. The first technique we are going to try is the twist up. So make sure you are sitting up straight in your chairs. Miss Ryan's going to be our example today. Cross your right ankle over your left ankle and hold your right arm out in front of you, like so. With your palm facing out, lay your left wrist over your right wrist and clasp your fingers together. Okay, now interlock your fingers and curl your hands in towards your chest and let it rest on your chest with your elbows facing out. This might feel a little uncomfortable at first, but what it is like a self-hug. It gives you some pressure, but it's also keeping you still and in a calm position. So this is a twist up. You can do this anytime, anywhere. It's also a good stretch or something to do before or after you've been sitting a long time or you're prepared to sit a long time. And so while we're in this position, and Ms. Ryan's going to get back in it in a minute, we are going to do a deep breathing technique. And deep breathing is something you do all of the time, but today we're going to use a visual so you can just kind of picture it. This is something you can do while in any situation, and actually no one would know you were actually doing that. So the breathing exercise we're going to do is called square breathing, only because we are visualizing a square. If we could go to the chart and look at that visual really quick. All right, this will help you keep track of your breathing and give you an image to think about. So please get back into your twist-up position, wrists crossed, fingers interlocked. Bring your hands inside to your chest with elbows out. And we're going to inhale slowly as I count to 4, and you'll see that on the square. And then we'll hold that breath for 4 counts. We'll exhale 4 counts and hold for 4 counts before starting over. The holding helps you not feel dizzy, and breathing keeps you from breathing too fast. So I'll do the counts if you'll stay in your twist-up position. And inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And you may do it again or as many times as you need. This type of breathing, it can be done again. It doesn't have to be with a twist-up position, but that's just something to help, especially when doing something particularly stressful like iStep testing, because it's going to use a lot of your energy and take up a lot of your time. So it's a good thing to do before you begin each test or when you go to a classroom after you've been testing. So this will just help you feel calm and focus so you can do your best. Lastly, we are going to use positive pressure, which is a good exercise to use when you're transitioning from one activity to another. For instance, when you finish a difficult section on iStep, this might be a good technique to help you clear your mind and take a break. Students can also do this during the test if they begin to feel frustrated or overwhelmed. Ms. Ryan will demonstrate as I talk you through it. This one's easy. You just take your fingertips, press them gently on your forehead right above your eyebrows, and apply gentle pressure and hold while you close your eyes, and you do a round of the square breathing we just did. So I can count it, or you can just do it yourself. Just press gently above your eyebrows, doing some inhale, deep breathing, hold, and exhale and hold, and then release your fingertips. And then you can do this again. Usually 3 or 4 times is helpful. This helps when you feel like a stress headache coming on, or you feel like your eyes won't focus because you've been looking at the computer screen too long. Positive pressure is just a way of focusing on one part of your body, and you can do this also on the temples, or you could do it on the jaw, other places that tense up when you've been doing something for a long time or you're stressed out. So these are just a few techniques you can do pretty much anywhere that can be useful in many situations. Different things work for different people, so practice what helps you stay calm and focused, and remember to do your best. And now Mr. Jones is going to talk about effort and improvement.
Hello, I'm Mr. Jones at the junior high school here in Mount Vernon. I wanted to take a few moments to talk about I-STEP. I-STEP begins practice testing on Thursday and Friday in the building. This year we're doing things slightly different. On the applied skills test, which we used to do all paper and pencil and in kind of a big booklet, we're going to do that online now for language arts and for social studies. Science and math will still be done in the booklet, paper and pencil, just that part of it. And those tests are relatively short. Science is just for 6th grade. The language arts is for all 3 grades, obviously. There'll be a practice test. Students will take either on Thursday and Friday for language arts. Then Monday, the 6th graders will take their math test. On Tuesday, 8th graders and 7th graders will take their math test during home base. We've extended that time a little bit. And then we're going to get rolling, and every 6th, 7th, and 8th grader will take 2 language arts tests, one of them on Tuesday and the next one on Wednesday. And then we'll have social studies just for the 7th grade on Thursday, and they will take that online as well. The 6th grade will take science tests in home base. And then we'll work on just finishing out the week with some makeup work. One thing we are offering students, what we would like to do, and something that's very important, the I-STEP does reflect on you as an individual. We use it to determine where we place you in classes for the following year. So if you want to be in an honors class, you need to score Pass Plus. That's not the only piece of data we use to determine honors classes, but that is one of them. We also then determine who needs help the next year in remediating for those skills. The state has decided that our Indiana academic standards and the Common Core standards that we're transitioning towards, that are the pieces of information you need to know in each class and the most important information you need to learn, and that's what you're being tested over. So if we find that you didn't do well in the I-STEP test, we need to provide some instruction to try to catch you up. It also is important because we do get a letter grade as a school, and that reflects on you as a student population. It reflects on us as a staff, and also as sort of as a community. It doesn't make or break us, but it does reflect on us. And we want to be proud of everything we do. If you put your name on it, we want you to be proud of it. So what we're asking, I know that there's some students that get a little bit of test anxiety, but we're asking that every student just work as hard as they can, and we want you to improve from last year's test to this year's test, your score. That's what we're asking for, improvement. And you can do that with effort. Your teachers have put a lot of time in, and so have you, to learn the new materials this year. And we just want you to do your best. That's all we're asking, is try to work as hard as you can through this testing. I know we've done a lot of testing throughout this school year, and that's the day and age we live in. And a couple of those things we can try to eliminate as we move on to next year, but we have to deal with it, and I-STEP is the most important one we take this year. So I want you to work hard. Make sure you go to bed early enough. Don't go to bed super early, but don't stay up late. Get a good night's rest. Get up, eat a decent breakfast. You can't eat a lot of sugary stuff, and don't eat a huge breakfast. Come to school, be calm, be confident. Take a couple big, deep breaths before you get going, and try and get the nerves out. Being a little nervous is normal, but you don't want to be over nervous and overly anxious because of the test. You're going to do fine if you put a really good effort in it. That means when you're writing paragraphs, length does matter. We put a lot of nice things together through Mr. Purvis and Miss Ryan through the advisory period on test taking tips. Make sure you do put 5 sentences in a paragraph if that's what you're asked for, a topic sentence, and then 3 supporting sentences and a concluding sentence. If you're going to do longer writing, if you can, we need to get 5 good paragraphs down. Same thing, an introductory paragraph, 3 supporting paragraphs, and then a concluding paragraph. But just write and make sure you answer the prompt directly and follow the directions that are given on the test. We're going to get to other test taking tips on different types of tests like multiple choice later, but you've already seen some of those. On this one, you know all the ideas because you've been taught them. Dr. Grammers came on, you've seen it. You've seen it in class. We've done writing prompts. Answer the prompt, work hard, and we're going to be fine. On math, follow the instructions. Make sure you read all the directions. Work hard, draw a diagram if you need to. Use some of the pre-planning spaces. Use the tools they give you. Make sure you take everything into account that they give you and offer you. If you need a ruler, there's a tool on the computer to use it. Actually, that would be in science. But in math, you're going to be on paper and pencil. What we are going to do is this. Students, you will get rated for your effort, and so will your teacher. And then we're going to have some fun activities scheduled for Friday during the flex period for all grade levels based on classes and students that qualify by putting a really good effort out. That's all we can ask, is we do our best all the time. And I know that you're going to do better than you did last year. Everybody, from our highest performing student to everybody in the middle, we're going to just make sure that we do our best on these next couple of days and try to improve from what we did last year. I appreciate it. I'm always proud of you, and I will be after this testing is done too. I really appreciate the teachers being flexible and working with all the different changes too. One last thing, we are MV.
And now the effort rating scale.